So starting from last Obama speech on foreign policy, it seems that creates more division than enthusiasm. Above all, the part he refers to the military force. Do you really think that, as stated by Robert Kagan, the US are going to retire?
Well, I think the United States is going to adjust its military commitments worldwide, and it's going to decrease them in some parts, but it probably is going to increase them elsewhere. The United States is not about to become isolationist or disengage entirely from international affairs. We're going to probably pay more attention to Asia, have more of a commitment there, less of a commitment in Europe, less of a commitment in the Middle East over time. And I think that actually all makes sense. What I'm hoping is that we will continue to be engaged in international affairs, but more intelligently than we have been for the last 10 or 20 years.
Until now we have spoken just about the US. I would like to move for a final question on NATO. So, NATO-Russia deal is dead. Observing the evolution of the crisis in Ukraine, which is, according to you, the future of the NATO in Eastern Europe?
I think NATO will maintain its commitments to the countries that have already joined. And it'll be very important to make sure that those countries continue to feel like the alliance is behind them. Whether it was a good idea to add them or not is a separate question, but now that they're in, it seems to me we have to live up to those commitments. But I think the events in Ukraine have meant that NATO is not going to expand further, and certainly not into Ukraine or Georgia anytime soon, because the consequences of trying to do that would almost certainly be another crisis with Russia, and quite possibly the fragmentation of Ukraine, possible civil war. So I think the idea of further NATO expansion is off the table for the time being.